Hi, this is Dave from Heads Up Health, and in this video we'll show you how to track the glucose ketone index in your Heads Up profile. We've had a lot of requests to add support for this feature based on different metabolic therapies. The glucose ketone index is used frequently in certain forms of cancer treatment, obesity, type 2 diabetes, certain athletic performance use cases, so we've added support in Heads Up. To get started, first thing is we will add it to the dashboard, and like any source, we just select it here. You can optionally define a goal, optionally change the color of the font, drop it on the dashboard, and then we can position it wherever we want. So let's put it right next to our glucose readings and our blood ketone readings so they're tracked together. So you can set this up however you choose. Next is we want to enter a new reading. So to do so, we just use the Add Data button and choose Glucose Ketone Index. So you can change the time and date stamp if you need to here. We'll enter our reading. Let's say it was 76, and in my case my meter uses mg/dl, so I'll change the units here. We'll automatically convert this for you as part of the calculation, and maybe my ketone readings were 1.1 at that time. And then I can add any other notes here. So I can say after 18 hours of fasting as an example, and then save it and add it to my database. And now my ketone index is 3.8. And we can click anywhere to review our previous entries and use different features on the dashboard to toggle through different entries in our database. So that's how you enter a new reading. You'll notice that we did not update the glucose and ketone readings. And that's because we recommend entering those separately and using the filters for each of those values. So my glucose was 76, and it's important to use these filters to say that this was, for example, after a 45-minute walk. And I'm also going to manually add my blood ketones. So it's a little bit of extra work, but it allows you to get the filters added for glucose and ketones as well. So you will need to enter these separately. And this was an hour after exercise. So a little bit of extra work, but it just makes sure that all the context is attached to each of your data points. So now that I have an index reading here, if I need to edit this index reading, I just use this icon here, the pencil, and I can go and edit. If I need to change any of these values, let's say for example it was actually 75, and maybe it was only after 12 hours of fasting, I can do so here. And you'll see that will update my values on the dashboard. I can graph these results by just clicking on this icon here. So it will automatically graph the last 30 days, but I can change this and look at the last 7 days or any other date range that I want. I can trend it against other data I'm collecting, so I can compare my glucose ketone index with weight, for example. And down here we'll calculate max mins and averages, or I could take this off and compare it to glucose, for example. So you can trend everything on the analyzer. And lastly, if you want to learn a little bit more about the glucose ketone index and how to use it, we've provided some high-level information on our blog, which is just headsuphealth.com/blog. And at the bottom there's links to additional information. There's some high-level guidelines on what some of the ranges are. And if you've got any questions or any comments or any suggestions on how to make this feature better, please shoot us a note, support@headsuphealth.com. Thank you.